No, still need to inspect this one. Too small. Color isn't right. Small. This would be the right size, and I'd love to give that to him. Maybe?
I think I have the perfect bike.
The bike we're working on today is this Nishiki Lando. It's been in the shop for quite a while, but it's time for it to move along. And that's okay. I'm a little sad to see it go, but it's going to the right person. And the right person is actually my tattoo artist. But before I hand it over, we've got to make a few improvements and modifications to make sure it's good to go.
I love Nishikis, and this one's special. I found this one on Marketplace for 20 bucks in Quebec City. I converted it to single speed and started to ride it regularly. It's been on a couple trips with me, and once when I was riding in Boston, it almost got stolen off the back of my car. I think my favorite time to ride it was the fall. Something about the gold paint popped with the fall colors. It's had an interesting life with me, but it's time for the next chapter. My challenge is to make this bike a little more maintenance friendly. Something that can be easily maintained with standard bike tools. The idea is not to replace everything with brand new parts, but to leave room for upgrades and customizability whenever the time is right. I need to try to make it suit a taller rider and change a couple minor things. I think the hardest part will just be leaving some things be to allow Jeremy to make his own version, but it has to be rideable. Finding the right parts might be a challenge. For example, I seem to have an excess of modern brake calipers. These won't work because the fork mount is not compatible. I'll need to find a retro set that will work with this type of fork. I managed to piece together a bunch of parts that I think will work really well for this build.
I gave these a quick clean, but I'm probably gonna update the brake pads because these ones are pretty old. Something a little more modern anyway.
These Mavic racers were always hard to remove with this chunky 38mm tire.
So these are really nice brakes, but there's no lever to take these on and off really easily. I'll show you the other ones. These ones have a lever on the side that loosens the tension on the cable, allowing these to spread a little bit more and get over the tire much easier. Also, since this has a barrel adjuster, I can remove this piece right here and this will just slot nicely into there.
This bike has sliding dropouts, which allowed it to be converted to single speed. The freewheel I put on is a little bit too big. I'll need something with less teeth so the axle can slide back. One less tooth made a difference, and it sits a lot better, and I feel comfortable giving it to him like that. I'm reinstalling the seat post I had on it already. It's a zero offset. I wanted to give him something set back, just to accommodate his reach a little bit more, but I didn't have the parts. The one thing he is getting is this beautiful leather Brooks saddle. They go on just about every one of my builds. I love them. I went with a little bit longer stem and a set of bars with a little bit less sweep. These will fit great. And these Shimano calipers should work good too.
I just realized that these levers are probably not the right ones. They're long pull when I'm gonna need something short pull. So I'm gonna go with these brand new Tektro ones. They should work well. These Tektro ones use road cables. So this housing is actually pretty new. So I'm just gonna replace the cable on this.
Took a quick break. Let's get back at it. rerouted the cable. Much better.
Looks like I made a bit of a mess. Let's clean this up.
I like to give the bike a quick once-over to make sure I didn't miss anything. To make sure the brakes perform their best, I'll give the wheel set a quick cleaning. Done. And that means I get to take it for one last ride. I really love this old Nishiki. It performed really well, and it still has lots of life left in it. After the ride, I reverted back to the older brake pads. They were a lot softer compound and worked much better, believe it or not. The pedals are basic, but they'll work for now. This can probably get replaced eventually, and it can be converted to geared if needed.
I actually think I'm going to leave these. I don't have any proper cable guides, and I don't really want to put zap ties on there either. So this gives it a little bit more character. And Jeremy can change it whenever he wants.
The rough-looking blue chain is staying. These things give the bike character.
Again, not everything is new on this. Parts can be upgraded at any point on these builds. That's what makes it fun. Well, I'm happy with the changes that I made to suit a taller rider. I think they were necessary, and the bike's going to suit my friend Jeremy much better. This bike started off as a $20 frame that I found in Quebec City on Marketplace. Long ago, I converted it to single speed and modified it to the point that I really enjoyed it, but it was time to move on. And as much as I hate to see it go, it's going to the right person, and he can modify it in any way that he chooses. And I'm excited to see what he can come up with. But at least I gave him a rideable bike. I'll still get to see this one again too. And that's kind of fun.